welcome to LOA Today. I'm Walt Thiessen. With me today is the woman who knows how to set personal boundaries, Alyx Standy. This is your daily dose of happy. We are so happy you decided to join us today. Our friend Daniel Mangana is entertaining family as he has been for the last couple of weeks, so we don't really expect. There's a possibility, kind of a chance he could show up at some point, but we're going to go with the idea he probably won't, and we'll see him next week, which will be good. Yeah.
So and then if he shows up, surprise.
Hey, that would be fine. That'd be a lot of fun. That'd be good. Besides, I know he hasn't had a chance yet to kind of quiz you about how the wedding went, so we got to be able to do that. We were talking before we got started here about what happens during and after weddings, and going through your wedding, it's all new, of course, because you haven't really done this particular thing before. But it's also very familiar to someone like me who has been through it before. And it's got me flashing back to, well, what was I thinking about afterward? What was I feeling afterward, and so forth. For myself, my life didn't feel a whole lot different after I got married. Other than the fact that over time, I realized I had a very strong sense of peace that I didn't have before. Like my life had filled in somewhere.
Yeah, I totally agree with that sensation.
You know that one? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it doesn't take long either. I mean, it's pretty much like the day after, and from their point on. But
well, I thought it was just the lack of stress from having to pay up for everything.
Oh, well, there's that too. Yeah.
So I was like, now that we can just pay regular bills, we don't have to extra stuff. Whew.
Yeah, that was the other thing. I remember on our wedding day, I was carrying like 3 or 4 different checks around in my pocket to give to, the officiant and the photographer and the facility. And there was like a bunch of them, So, but by that point, I'd already gotten past the writing stage. It was just sitting in my pocket. So I just had to disperse it, so to speak.
Right.
But so that part was pretty easy. But I guess the biggest memory I have is how much fun we had, because, well, I'm a swing dancer, and Louise had done a little swing dancing too, and we invited a number of swing dancers. So we had, in the words of many of our attendees, we had the best floor show of any wedding they had ever attended, because we had so many fun to watch dancers out there. And that was true. I mean, I was enjoying it too. I knew all the dancers, and I said, this is great. I love this. So yeah. Get a lot of happy memories coming out.
I didn't get a chance to dance because I was so busy going everywhere and taking pictures with everyone and doing everything. I was like, next thing I know, that it was like time for the garter toss, and then everything was over. And I was like, wait, I didn't make my songs. I made the DJ list.
I know exactly. Well, I didn't make the DJ list. Actually, one of the people who was in the dance community came and DJ'd for us. So that was really nice, because he knew exactly what kind of music we'd want to hear. But yeah, because we had our wedding was about almost twice the size of yours. And we made a point, each one of us, we probably should have done it together, but we ended up doing it separately, going table to table, thanking people for coming, checking in with them, seeing how they're doing, just appreciating that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You do that, and it just uses all the time.
It does.
I mean, like the facility we were using was coming up and pointing out that we were like 20 minutes away from the end of the event. And I'm thinking, what? Wait a minute.
My DJ was like, this is the last song. And I was like, wait a minute. No.
And on top of that, we had lost like a half hour because of the whole limo thing. Remember the limo story where the limo wouldn't go backward? So I was feeling like I was cheated or something. Well, they were really nice about it. They gave us an extra half an hour. So that really helped a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just flies. It just flies by.
Yeah.
It's really something.
That's what a lot of people told me. They were like, it flies right by. Make sure you eat, because you won't forget. And they were right. I totally did not eat the whole day until dinner. I think I had one Slim Jim. That was it. And that was only because someone told me to eat. That was the only reason.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
I totally forgot about eating until dinner came in. I was like, oh no, I forgot about this part.
Well, at least you didn't forget that entirely, because I already know you had we compared notes on some of the courses, which were pretty good. They were really good. Yeah. Yeah, that's fun too. The other thing that's fun is, I'm sure you did did you do some kind of a food tasting before when you were ordering? You did, yeah, and we did too. And it's fun from my perspective to kind of imagine who's going to like which one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. I'm sitting there going, okay, my aunt's going to pick out the lemon. Yeah. Kenny's going to like the stuffed chicken. Yep. I was definitely doing that.
Did you also have a thing with the wedding cake?
We did like a very small cake because it was COVID, so you couldn't really do a cake tasting.
Yeah, that's true.
They would send the cakes, or you would pick them up at the bakery already done. Like they were already pre-caked, different cakes, and then like they had the frostings in little cups, and then they had the fillings in separate cups, and everything was labeled. So you get to mix and match and make your own little tiny cakes, and it was cute how they did it, but not a lot of flavor options in that situation.
High sugar content, I know that.
Facts. But I love it.
I thought I was going to have a diabetic attack, but
that's what I always say. I'm like, I can feel the diabetes.
Yeah, right. Woo. Yeah.
My grandmother used to say, cut my leg off. This is so delicious.
Oh, you had a salty grandmother. Okay.
Well, yeah, she was a strong cup of tea. That's what we like to say. Yeah.
Yes, I can see that. But that's part of the fun. Yeah, actually, one of the fun parts with the cake for us was we ended up getting our cake from one of the local supermarket chains, Stop and Shop. And it was really good. I was surprised. They make really good cake. And we got it was a peach colored cake.
Okay.
And I don't know what it was they did. Maybe I think they included fruit or something like that. I don't remember exactly what was in the cake, but we got raves on it, and it wasn't high sugar. I don't know how they did that.
Applesauce.
No, it wasn't applesauce.
No,
good idea.
That's what they do. Instead of adding sugar, they use applesauce now.
Maybe it would make it moist anyway.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't know if they did that back then, but that's how Michelle Obama and her whole thing about eating healthier, she would like teach people how to make sugar-free cakes and low-fat foods and all kinds of stuff. Just a healthier way of eating because of the,
Well, applesauce isn't sugar-free, but it's certainly a reduced sugar. I mean, there's a lot less sugar there than what you're putting into a cake recipe.
Well, you don't always need all the sugar.
No, you don't.
Yeah, people just overload it. Like our desserts, they definitely had a lot of sugar.
I couldn't finish mine. It was impossible.
Yes. Which one did you have?
Which one did I have? Remind me what the options were.
There was carrot cake.
Oh, the carrot cake. That's what I had.
Yeah. That's the highest sugar one because that cream cheese frosting, it was so thick.
I don't think I got halfway through it. It was too much. I just couldn't handle it.
Was a lot. Yeah, it was.
I was going to pass out on the bathroom floor if I did. So
it right.
It was not
everybody's in the bathroom, diabetic coma. It's crazy.
Right.
But yeah, that's why we got the take home spoons because we knew it was going to be like a take home favor type of midnight snack thing.
Which is what we did. Yeah, because there was no way we were going to eat that. It was just not. No. But all in all, you had a great event, so that was wonderful.
Facts.
Yeah, I got to meet your family. I got to meet some of your friends. So yeah, it was nice. It was really
Party
nice.
of the year was mentioned on numerous occasions. By the way, that whole anxiety of everything that went wrong is finally gone. It takes
good.
I heard. Yeah. And we're about 2 weeks. No, it'll be 2 weeks tomorrow, and I'm finally like getting a good night's sleep.
Good.
Yeah. Had nothing to do with the back pain though. That was the storm. I found that out. So.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
And the best part is those stories become the fun part.
Yeah.
They're the funny story.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'll never forget the guy who he wasn't really a ring bearer. I'm not sure exactly what his role was, but he was holding the rings on the pillow. And I'll never forget him. He was working. He was so diligent. He was being so nice about it, but he was trying so hard to get those rings off, and the rings wouldn't come off.
Nope, they wouldn't. Nope, he was the best man, and it was like you had one job, dude.
Oh, he's the best man. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
It was just.
Mom did not. He didn't practice first. Mom did not prep him for the double knot.
Well, either that or else they didn't have the right nail scissors next to the thing to cut the loops. But yeah,
Yeah,
he was
exactly. That's what we should have did.
he was so carefully persistent with it and turning bright red every moment.
Oh man, it was great
funny.
for comedic relief.
Oh yes, no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
But those become those become the great stories that you tell later on. Like
Yes,
the limo story.
exactly.
You know, at the time
Yeah.
the limo story drove me up the wall. Now it's funny.
It is funny. Oh man. Oh,
Which is
Daniel
good.
said he'll be late.
What's that?
Daniel said he'll be late.
Oh, he's coming. Oh,
Just
good.
texted us.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to talking with him as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if I told you, I've been kind of expanding the concept of LOA today, the
Oh,
acronym
maybe.
LOA, because LOA, of course, that's law of attraction.
Right.
And over various episodes, we've played with different variations. What could LOA stand for?
Mm-hmm.
Life of abundance.
Oh,
You
I
know,
like that one.
Little Orphan Annie. I don't know where that one fits. A bunch of them, but I can't say I've settled on this, but I'm leaning toward. I even bought a domain name for this, Living Our Abundance. I kind of like that one.
Oh, what was the first one?
Life of Abundance.
Life of abundance or living
Our Abundance.
Living our abundance.
Now, one of the reasons I took the second one was because I could get that domain name. The first domain name was gone, so
Well, then that answers that.
That heavily influenced it. I have to.
Yeah. There you go.
Because I wanted a .com. I didn't want one of the others. So
yeah, nobody wants an org or nah.
Actually, some of those have become quite popular, especially the alternative, the boutique ones, I call them.
The boutique.
The specialty ones.
The fancy ones.
Like Joe's Domain .today, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those are definitely boutique. Popular. You're right.
Yeah. But they're, I'm an old-fashioned guy. I like the comms. The comms, and I'll do the nets, obviously, with loatoday.net.
Yeah, some of the other stuff I don't trust. I'm like, no.
Well, I trust the domains. What I don't trust is the registrars.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
if it doesn't say .com or .org or .net, I don't trust it.
Right, exactly. And the reason I don't trust it is because some of them have really jacked their prices up.
Oh, I was talking about people who hit you up, and they're usually scammers coming from those.
Well, well, that's true. That also happens too. Mm-hmm. But no, I mean, there are a few of them that are hundreds of dollars a year. There's one that I saw that was in the thousands.
What?
Yeah.
For a year?
Yeah.
No.
And I think it's because not so many people buy them, so they have a very limited audience, but the ones who keep them have the really good ones, like mylife.today or something like that, something that actually says something. And those are the ones that nobody wants to get rid of. So they're counting on that person never wanting to trade it in, so they just jack up everybody's rates so they can collect from that guy. Well, it's kind of sleazy.
Marketing-wise, it's smart, but
yeah, because if you change it, then you have to change all of your materials everywhere. Your website has to change. Your business cards. I mean, you name it. Everything's got to change. So they're basically trying to take advantage of having your arm tied behind your back. But that's one reason I go with the .coms and .nets and .orgs, because there are so many of them that there's no point to doing that.
Right.
If they did, there'd be a huge revolution against them, probably. Massive numbers of lawsuits and so forth. So,
right.
Safety in numbers, in a sense.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And everybody kind of expects .com anyway. So I want to go with that.
True.
Yeah. So, but anyway, like I was talking about, I bought the domain livingourabundance.com. I haven't done anything with it yet. I've renamed. If you remember, about a year ago, I'd set up a group in Facebook called the Pivot Pals Group.
Yep.
And the idea there was to have our listeners hook up with each other and be LOA supportive, so to speak, help each other, with doing their daily affirmations or, whatever else it might be. And that was okay, but it kind of died out and I didn't really keep pushing it. I didn't really keep marketing it in any way. So it just kind of was sitting there. So I figured, okay, let's remarket it, so to speak. Let's turn it into Life of Abundance group. And so it now has that new name. So anyone, and a few people have already signed up who are listeners. So thank you, listeners. We appreciate that. But feel free to sign up for it. I don't know yet what I want to do with it. I know in general, this is something that I keep coming back to in my mind. And I've been doing this for months now, trying to figure out, actually, you could say for years, trying to figure out what more can I do to help people, not so much among our listeners, because we have very advanced listeners, people who really know their stuff and so forth, but more along the beginner line, people who are trying to figure out, well, yeah, I want to have better relationships, but I'm not quite sure how to get there. Or I've been working this 9-to-5 job and I don't like it. I'm getting paid peanuts and I want to get a better income, or something along that line. Because there are going to be a lot of people who want that, who aren't willing to take any action. There are going to be some people who are kind of on the edge of taking some real action, but they aren't really sure what to do, or they're afraid, they don't have enough money, they have all the different reasons why we avoid taking steps. And that group right there, the ones that are on the edge of deciding to try to make a shift, they're the ones I feel like they're kind of like the fruit that are ripe for the picking in terms of helping them.
Okay, so why don't we take everyone from the podcast and have them advertise their services on that group?
Yeah, that's a good way to start.
That'd be one thing, and also letting other people that guests that we have advertise on that group. Just as a giant meeting place for people who are looking for people to help, for people that are looking for help.
Well, plus I'm also live streaming there too, because with StreamYard we can live stream multiple places. So we're now live streaming to that group as well.
Okay.
So we try to turn it into a thing.
Yeah.
And see if we can build up some audience that way. And also, I mean, like I said, most of our current audience are pretty sophisticated where conscious creation is concerned. But if we can be drawing in new people who are needing the help, that would, so much the better.
Facts.
Because that's actually the challenging part. I was talking about this. Who was I talking about this with yesterday or 2 days ago? So maybe here on the podcast. I'm not sure. But
probably
one of the most likely, yeah, right. I mean, I have a fairly limited social life, but but the thing that I've really noticed a lot is the ones who are kind of living on the edge fall into, roughly speaking, two different camps. One camp is the one who's fairly well socially connected. They're on all the Facebook groups, and they have lots of connections, and they're kind of finding their way on their own. The other group, and it's going to be especially true for those who have relationship struggles, are socially isolated. When you run into them, maybe you friend them or something like that, or you meet them on YouTube, you see that they have 3 followers. They got 12 friends, that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And that's a challenge, because so much of what we do these days, especially in this 21st century interconnected, internet-driven world, is based on social connection. Post-COVID especially, It's social connected. So how do you reach people who aren't heavily socially connected?
Through groups like that. Because I'm a part of a lot of groups where people are introverted in situations, but we thrive in that group.
It's a good point. It's a good point. So
because you always feel comfortable. It's like, I'm in this group with other introverts who do introverted things, and they all understand how we don't want to people, but we people together.
Introverts of the world, unite. So,
exactly. So it's just introverts of the world with a common goal, and that's a group.
So I guess what we're kind of outlining here is we need to be thinking about this newly revised group in terms of how do we appeal to what we're calling the introverts. They're not just introverts, of course. There are a number of people who are somewhat socially isolated, but how do you appeal to them so that they can find us? I mean, after all, we are a law of attraction. We need to attract them into the group. We need to not go after them. They have to find us, right?
I mean, with groups, for me, it's always word of mouth. So I always make sure, if I know I'm part of this group and I know somebody else who would like it, I make sure I invite them. But it's like, how do you get people to do that?
Well, I kind of put it in my mind, how does somebody like that find something? If they're not terribly socially connected, what do they do instead? Probably one of the first things that they do, if, for instance, on Facebook, and it's going to be a little bit different on every social media platform, but some similarity, is they'll do searches.
Right.
So if you're into crochet, well, you look for a group that's into crochet.
Right.
So I imagine that's the kind of thing that'll happen.
If that's what we're gonna go with, then we have to come up with a generalized hashtag that's still going to point to our group.
Something unique but generalized.
Yes.
Which is
something
tough.
that anybody can search, but at the same time, the first group to pop up is ours.
That's an interesting idea, because if that can popularize and we're associated with it, that's a pretty strong draw.
Facts.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's see if we can crack that egg. How can you? You're good at this stuff. I mean, you taught me hashtags. I learned about hashtags from you. I knew generally what they were, but you opened my eyes in a whole set of different ways.
You were like, it's all an internet scam. I was
it's
like,
a scam. No. No, I didn't think it was a scam. I just ignored it.
It was what you didn't prefer.
That's right. I didn't prefer it at all.
Yes. You made that very clear.
I have some preference for it now. So, likes change.
You shifted. You pivoted.
I shifted. That's right. So how do we construct this ideal hashtag?
I think we need like a general consensus from the group.
Okay.
I think we need group participation and see what everyone comes up with, and then see if there's a common thread in what everyone came up with, and see if we can create something that way.
That's an interesting idea, because clearly if it's something that a number of people all resonate with, use one of my favorite words, it's going to resonate with somebody who's looking for it.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, then we'll start the announcing here today. Hey, listeners, if you're not yet a member of the group, and I know only 40 of you are, so there's a bunch of you who aren't, go find the group. I'll make sure that I put the link into the description for this episode. In fact, let me, while we're talking here, I'll try to dig it up so I can put it into the live stream as well. But join the group. It's called the LOA Today Living Our Abundance group. And just help by joining and participate. Give us some ideas. And what would you do for a hashtag?
Also,
am I doing that?
It might be too long.
Well, it is, but I need to get the LOA Today in there.
You said it is. I know.
Yeah, it's long. It's long.
Yeah.
I mean, the obvious hashtag, I guess, is Living Our Abundance. But
facts.
You know,
as Brenda Rogers just said.
Okay. So thank you very much. Appreciate that. Brenda, you're right on top of things. That's cool.
She's on it.
Is that a good one? Does that meet the need
that you had in mind? That says what we are. I mean, that says what our group is. I just feel like it needs to be more catchy, but at the same time, if that should be a definite backup, though.
And it's not like we're limited to one, but we're trying to find that ideal one.
Multiples. Yeah.
Yeah. So we can use hashtag Living Our Abundance, but we can also look for that golden hashtag.
Exactly. Yep. We can put it in the maybe pile.
Yeah. Because I don't want to discourage people from joining the group now that Brenda came up with Living Our Abundance.
Like, she got it. And she won the prize. I don't want to play anymore.
That's right. Yeah. It's a funny thing, too, because what we're really trying to do also is we're trying to anticipate what people are going to react to.
Yeah. That can cause anxiety by itself.
No kidding. Yeah. I think it's probably one of the main reasons I supported hashtags. I
know what other people want to know now. Oh, man. Like, I can imagine, I can't actually imagine how it was creating Google.
What do you mean?
Like the search engine.
How it was?
Yeah, like creating the, hi!
Hey, Daniel.
Hey.
We're talking about hashtags and how to attract people into the group that we have renamed the Living Our Abundance group for LOA Today.
Can you hear me? Is my sound coming through?
We hear you. It's a little faint. It's not bad. It's just a little soft.
Hello, hello, hello.
That's good.
Hello, hello. Better. Okay. Brilliant. We're fixed.
The right mic is on.
That's
Where's Alyx King?
I don't know.
She's been transplanted.
She in the past. She's definitely
That's right. This is the first time you've had a chance to her since she became a Mrs.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. You missed a good dude, Daniel.
Don't make me any more jealous than I am already. Too soon.
If the
I'm
borders
sorry.
were open, he would have been here.
True. No, I didn't mean to make you feel jealous.
He did. He did.
Okay, now I'm not going to say anything. Oh my goodness. Oh, did we want to? Did you want to do any exploring about what happened with the wedding, Daniel, or do we move on with the conversation?
We can move on with the conversations. All right, I've been following avidly, creeping around on the face bizzle.
Okay, all right.
I see what's going on.
On face bizzle.
Or should I say on Meta?
Right? I was like, come on now.
Oh god. So
Well,
anyway,
nobody's talking about the whistleblowers anymore.
Should we?
Right. Which was the goal, I think.
Maybe.
Mm.
I don't think they really need us to talk about them, do they? I mean, they do enough talking themselves.
Oh, well.
I'll try to steer something up. I'm not doing a very good job, so I'll just leave it.
He's trying to start some.
Yeah. Oh, well. So anyway, to catch up, Daniel, I don't know if you remember about a year ago, I set up a group on Facebook called Pivot Pals with the idea of having people connect to, support each other and help each other as they become better conscious creators. And it worked for a while. People were using it, but then kind of died out. It just was sitting there. So I figured let's, basically repurpose it into this new idea of living our abundance. Because we've been talking on the show lately about different variations on the letters LOA. It's more than law of attraction, and living our abundance is one of the words that came up. So we're going with that one for now. And we've been talking about how to use it. What are we going to do with this group? Because I don't have any clear idea. We're just making it up as we go along.
Yeah, Facebook groups are a bit weird.
Why do you say that?
They can be. Yep.
Well, they're just weird in that who says people are going to see the things in the group? You put a lot of energy in, and not everybody blinking sees it.
Facts.
Well, yeah, only the people who are in it or people who are looking for it. That's about it.
Yeah, but they have to be looking for it a lot of the time.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no in groups, there's no way to put the group on notifications, you know what I mean? You can only do that with pages and people you follow. So it doesn't pop up when something new pops up. I have that trouble with my group, is a lot of people are missing their TV shows because they're like, wait, what about this? When did this start? And I'm like, I posted about it. Where were you?
Yeah, I have to go back and manually. It's one of the reasons why people try and add me to Facebook groups. I'm like, sorry, bro, not happening. I need just the groups that I'm going to be able to manually, at least a couple times a week, go in and check what's going on, because otherwise you won't know.
It's interesting you're saying that, because I get notified all the time about the groups that I'm active in. The ones that I'm not active in, I don't get any notifications, and that suits me just fine. But the ones I'm active in,
but Facebook decides if you're going to get that notification
based on my activity.
Yeah, but if you don't know that the stuff's there, then you're not going to give it enough activity for it to trigger the algorithm for it to tell you that you got the stuff. So, for example, there's a Facebook group from Mastermind that I'm in. And I've been in this mastermind for several months, and I wasn't really doing anything. And I was like, I should probably start making use of the Facebook group. Now Facebook's like, this person said that, and that person said this. Where were you months ago? This is good stuff.
I think a large portion of that is dependent upon what kind of group it is, because there are three different modes, so to speak. There's public, there's private, and there's secret. And if it's a public group, that actually has a number of disadvantages in that it's public, so it's not a private conversation. But the big advantage is you can share it. You can share posts in it. You can't share posts from a private group. I think it's one of the things that kind of holds the private group approach back. So it's a trade-off.
But at the same time,
a group is having a group.
Yeah.
Yeah. You kind of want that security of, I know with a lot of the autism groups I'm a part of, I'll say stuff on there that I don't want my public profile, you know what I mean, saying like if I'm having a meltdown, it's like I'm talking to my private group.
Right.
I don't want everybody else knowing all my business, so that's why I stick with those private groups.
Yes.
So
And
if they go public, I'm like,
well, they can't. Once a group is private, it can't go public. It's not possible.
Yeah, they're changing a lot of the security now, so a lot of private groups are going public within the next couple of weeks.
Really? I'm surprised. That's been like a firm Facebook rule for a long time.
Groups saying the same thing.
I gotta look into that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, among other things, that's Facebook setting themselves up for some serious lawsuits.
Yeah, well,
I'm not kidding. Because that's been a hardcore Facebook policy for years now. Wow.
Well, they're not changing the fact that you can choose private or public. They're choosing the criteria in which things are private or public.
Oh, yeah, but you can't take a group that was already private and make it public, can you?
You can,
yeah. You can.
You can now? Because you couldn't before.
Oh, you can.
Yeah. For a while, yeah. You can change your public and private group depending on which way the wind blows.
Okay. I got to see this. I got some test groups. I'm going to go to my test group right now and see whether it's, I can't remember if I got it set as private or public. I'm going to see if I can change it. Because I thought I would have bet money on this that you can't go from private to public. And I'm kind of like mind blown right now. So, I'm not kidding. This is like, I'm like in shock. So I'm going to go to one of my little test groups. Let's see what we got here. Hello, test group. Where are you? All right, so there's my test group. It's a public group. Oh, well, here's another test group. I got another group that's private. Let me go to that one.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's really the direction we want to go anyway. So there's my private test group. It's got a grand total of 2 members in it. Yeah, well, it's a killer.
Followers on followers.
So let's see. Go to the settings. Privacy. It's now currently private. Private groups can't change to public to protect the privacy of group members. You can manage who can find and join this group with the hide group and who can join the group settings. No, you can't change a private group to public.
That's going to change in the next couple of weeks. I'm telling you. I've got notified by 2 different groups. They were asking, do you think we should go public? Do you think we should stay private? What are your feelings? Blah, blah, blah.
All right, there's got to be an article somewhere on this. Because what you're describing, it sounds like something that's public knowledge.
Should be. I think so. I didn't get any notifications on the groups that I manage. But I think my group is public, and that's probably why.
So there ought to be some kind of news recently.
Let me look around. Let me see. Point of view. A bunch of people Googling stuff while they're on a podcast.
It is different, I have to say.
Live Googling.
We'll have to edit that one out of the audio because audio is going to be like, what's with the creepy silence? And
we just went all ASMR. Listen to our keyboards.
Oh no.
ASMR. Oh, that weird. Oh yeah, that weird.
Yeah, the weird. Really close to the mic and whispering really, really low.
Don't do that, please. It's really
it's very uncomfortable for me. Please I don't like it.
Please stop it. Please stop it. Why do you sound so close, but you're so far away?
You are so in my ear if you're on the other side of the world.
I release thee, Satan. Creepy as fudge. Creepy as fudge.
Right?
I knew we missed having Daniel in the group the last couple of weeks. I just knew it.
Next week, I'm not going to be able to make it.
Oh, no. Oh, God. No.
That means there's no show because I won't be here either.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, we're in Mexico City next week. So family leave on Tuesday. We're going to Mexico City.
Well,
nice. I'll go the trip. Then we're back. And then I'll be back to normal operations. But
all right. Well, then I'll have to bring in one of my super subs.
When you're hitter.
I'm not gonna have my mic. I'm not gonna have the things. So I just need to.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, and we've got a full house, full house. We've got Ariana, Ethan, Isabel's coming. the whole squad. Like,
okay.
I feel like one of those celebrities that takes their whole household with them.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's creepy as fudge. But yeah.
Is that the word of the day? Creepy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which creeps me out a bit, but
Oh,
all right, I'm going to have to just put a pin in this idea that private groups can change to public soon and just see what happens on that one, because I can't find anything that says that's going to happen. But I'm not going to rule it out. I mean, you guys are...
Unless my groups misheard and they were just asking questions just to see if they could. I don't know. We'll see.
I have heard of groups that wanted to go public, and so they set up a new public group and asked people to join the new public group. I have heard of that.
Yeah. No, that's not what this was. So
that's not what this is. Okay.
We'll see.
I honestly just don't see how Facebook legally gets away with doing something like that and not getting their asses sued, especially in the current climate.
Half the stuff they do, they just change their name and do it all again.
No, just given the climate right now for Facebook, I just don't see it.
Yeah,
hey, I've been wrong before. Why not? So anyway, we were talking earlier, Daniel, about all the joys of coming out of the wedding and what it's like being on this side as a married person. I wanted to ask you one thing about that, because we were sharing how quickly, first of all, how fast the wedding itself goes by when you're in the middle of it. And secondly, how when things go wrong during the wedding and you look back on it afterward, that's always the best stories. I'm wondering, do either of those descriptions apply to when you and Olga got married?
No, we didn't do any of that stuff. We just went and did it. Snap decision.
No, if you had told me 2 years ago,
snap decision.
I would have so eloped if I'd have known. I would have so eloped.
We eloped to Manhattan. We didn't exactly go really far.
No,
I difficult. A couple of days later, got the thing done, and then we had a couple of friends, literally that were the witnesses, and we went and had a little private party at this little rooftop place, and that was it. Boom.
Smartest move you ever made.
Done.
That's pretty much what my brother and sister-in-law did.
It was really, really, really problematic later, though, with people.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're going to have to get over it.
Because they were upset that they couldn't be at your wedding?
That they didn't know anything had happened until months later when Olga spilled the beans.
Ah, yes. That actually happened in my family, too, with my brother. My brother and sister-in-law let us know about a month and a half, 2 months after they got married that they were married. It wasn't a shock because we all expected it. It's just we thought we'd be invited.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, so I see, me inviting you to my wedding didn't mean anything."
Ouch.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, somebody caught feelings.
Right? Dang, you can't even have an intimate situation for yourself because it's about your love and not everybody else's.
It's really?
People lose perspective. It is true.
Yeah.
The other thing that people lose perspective on, and I'm including in this the more traditional approach where people actually have a ceremony and reception and all that kind of thing. People get freaked out leading up, particularly to weddings. That's almost stereotypical for a bride to get all freaked out. And they forget that it's just a party to celebrate the union, to celebrate the relationship.
Yeah, we'll probably do a party at some point. Maybe. Maybe not.
That sounds like a definite maybe to me.
Yeah, definite maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. Don't tell me how to live my life, bro.
Right? Are you paying for it?
Tend to your own garden.
Yes. That's good advice at all times.
Facts, because your grass is looking real dry.
Wow. You had to go there with the grass, didn't you?
It's brown over there, but that's because you're over here watching my grass greener.
All right. Sorry, guys, just 1 sec. My auntie's one of those aunties that will keep calling. I'll be just probably 1 second.
It's one of those. Okay, go ahead.
Totally understand. We already knew that he was dealing with family this week, so
I have the same type of aunt.
The same. Maybe it's the same one. Who knows?
I don't think so.
No. She's one of a kind.
Yeah, she's one of a kind.
She's one of a kind. Okay. Was your aunt at the wedding? I don't know if I saw her.
No, she wasn't. She
wasn't? Okay.
she didn't feel safe coming because she had just gotten over COVID.
Oh,
So she's like, if I could get it and she's super safe, then she doesn't trust the situation. Plus, the mask mandate in Massachusetts is way different from Virginia. So she was like,
oh yeah,
I'll just watch the Zoom. I was like, don't drive up here if you don't feel comfortable. It's way too far of a drive.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that drive.
She's like, take pictures so I can see which corner I could possibly sit in. I was like, girl.
Actually, that raises a question because you had us all feed video and photos and so forth into some social media type hub, an app. Yeah. How did that work out? Because I never heard anything out of that.
I got about 190 something photos.
Cool.
So once I hit the button, it all goes to whoever controls the app, and then whoever controls the app is going to make a video with all those pictures and videos.
So they kind of montage it together then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, cool. All right.
It was a little perk I got from being part of a bride group. So I was like, why not? It's better than putting disposable cameras on the table.
It's the 21st century version of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I went with it.
And who knows, you may get some really cool stuff out of that.
I saw some really good pictures of like family members that hadn't seen each other, and they all took group pictures. I was like, oh, that's nice. That's what I love to see.
Yeah, that's nice. Because really, that's what the wedding is all about in terms of inviting friends and family and so forth, is the connections.
Yeah, we took some pictures with like my high school friends, and Kenny's mom got to take pictures with her brothers that she never gets to see.
Oh, nice.
That was great.
Yeah. Yeah. That's where those pictures come from. That's
exactly.
That was the year Alyx got married. Yeah, I remember that one. Sure.
Oh man,
that's the way that works.
But yeah, I totally would have eloped if I'd have known all the craziness and all the money that this goes into. Like, my best friend's getting married, and I feel like I am mad at him because he chose, I'm going to go get married in Jamaica. They're going to do everything for me. We're just going to show up, tell our friends to show up, and that's the wedding. And I'm like, why didn't somebody tell me? I could have done that. Whoever can afford to come can come, and everybody else, we'll see on Zoom. And I'm like, oh, man. I was like, okay, but for my vow renewal, though, that's what I'm definitely doing.
You're already anticipating a vow renewal. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. In the next, between the next 5 to 10 years. Yeah.
Really? Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then I can ask you the question that I've always wanted to know the answer to.
Okay.
What's the attraction? Why do you like that idea so much?
I just okay, for me, I feel like every year we should do like we talked about this. Every year we should do like what's the word? Like a check-in with a therapist. You know what I mean? Like a premarital therapist, but would do a check-in to see how we're doing this year and what are our goals for next year and blah, blah, blah. So with that going on, I feel like in 5 years is a good time to reiterate your vows or write new vows because you grow as a couple. So you have new goals and things you will want to accomplish, and let's celebrate it.
That's very structured.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, to me, I don't feel like I have a need to renew my vows with Louise. Maybe she feels differently. I'm not sure.
You might want to ask.
I've never talked to her about it. Well, we are talking about Louise. I don't have any worries about her being able to communicate to me stuff that she's holding back.
True.
It doesn't really happen, So I'm not really concerned about that.
Did you ever think about?
Yeah, I may try that just to see what kind of answer I get. But the way I look at it is we check in with each other so often. I don't feel the need to. Because it's like it isn't even daily. It's almost hourly.
Okay,
what's happening? How are you doing?
Okay, it's just an excuse for me to do a trip. Honestly, let's just.
Well, okay. Well, that's legitimate. There's nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly fine.
It's a reason to do a trip and have your friends and family join you if they want to.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I could do that without the vowels, but yeah, okay.
Kill my vibe.
Well, that was just speaking for me.
I'm going to the Bahamas. You can
go to the Bahamas. That's fine.
Maybe Hawaii. I haven't decided yet. Hawaii's kind of expensive.
I want to go to Hawaii, actually.
It's on my bucket list. I had to take Australia off because I heard everything there can kill you. So Hawaiian.
Jeez. You just lost all of our Australian listeners. Thank you very much.
I love you dearly, but like flying spiders? No.
Flying spiders. Oh god.
No. They make web parachutes and float around in the air, and there's like millions of them at a time. I'm not going. I am not going.
You make it sound like a commando raid.
It is. It really is. They just rain down from the sky. It's horrible. I'm never going there.
What?
We're talking
what
about
have I walked in on?
the parachuting spiders that live in Australia.
Daniel, there's no way I could.
That's not where we were when we left.
No, that's
that's
not where we left, and I don't know how we got here.
You really enjoy your best life there.
No, you just experience what our audience experiences when they come in halfway through the show.
Right, exactly.
And they're like, why are we talking about parachuting spiders? What is happening?
And what's really freaky is how fast we got there too. I
He
mean,
wasn't
Daniel,
gone that long for us.
It wasn't even a minute ago. A minute ago is how quickly we shifted. Like, man, it was crazy.
We were talking about renewing our vows and destination weddings, and then we got to parachuting spiders in Australia, and why I'm not going.
Daniel has his therapist face on.
Yeah, he does. And how does
this is my confuzzled. I think I'm going to leave you get on with it face.
Okay.
This is my God bless you.
God bless you.
Okay.
The thing I love about doing these Thursday shows is we can go off on a tangent like this so far down the rabbit hole. I don't even remember where it was that we were trying to get back to, and I have no idea how to tie it back.
Bro.
Where did you start today? We
started.
I came in, you were talking about hashtags, and I've heard nothing about hashtags since then.
We haven't gotten back to it. You tell me
about hashtags since
you tell me how you circle back to hashtags from flying spiders.
Hashtag flying spiders.
And when you've explained it to me, then I'll be glad to do it. Daniel has his forehead, his hand on his forehead. He's like, these people are beyond help.
If you don't get what's going on, it's because you can't see it, guys, and you should be watching this on YouTube.
This is true.
Oh,
hey Alex, why'd you tell people how to find us on YouTube?
Well, after that dope segue, what you want to do is search LOA Today podcast videos on YouTube. And once you see our smiling faces and my lovely hair, click down below to the red subscribe button. Next to the red subscribe button, there's a little silver bell. Make sure you click all so you will always be notified when we are live.
Or in this case, it's our laughing faces, but it works either way.
Yes.
Yep.
And you'll get to see the replay of my spirit fingers, which I put a lot of passion into a moment ago.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh, very nice. Very
It's
nice.
about the spirit fingers.
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
So this is cool. We've got spirit fingers and flying spiders all in one
No,
segment.
the flying spiders can stay out.
I smell a title for today's show.
The flying spiders can elope. Elope and have your baby somewhere else.
That's why I'm not going to Australia.
I've been to Australia and I did not see a single spider or snake.
Listen, what? They're everywhere. Did you get kicked in the gut by a kangaroo?
I didn't even see a kangaroo.
You didn't see? Well, then you didn't go adventuring, sir.
Of course I didn't. There's bloody spiders and snakes and kangaroos that kick you in the butt. I stayed in the city.
Okay, so wait. So
Who do you think I am? John Locke without the wheelchair? Got a bloody walkabout. I ain't got no box of knives. Nobody taught me how to hunt.
Right.
I hunt for my chicken nuggets from McDonald's. That's where I hunt. That's it. Sum total.
So it's good to know that it's safe in the city, which means I might put it back on my bucket list.
Put it back on your bucket list. Maybe not. You've got the fear. You could be manifesting. Here.
I know. I'm gonna go right during prime flying spider season. That's what I'm gonna do.
Do you know what? Be careful because on my mastermind group for my microjulians call, we were talking about the fact that I'm not really into the whole snakes thing.
Yeah.
And one of my guys, they had to call a thing pest controlling because a snake found its way into his garden on Long Island, in the Hamptons. He's in the East Hamptons. And he's just literally fenced off his house. So the snake shouldn't have been able to get in. So nobody knows where this snake came from.
Oh, no. No.
So I'm just saying, we've been speaking about it, and my powers are quite strong, so maybe don't.
Okay. Change the subject. Moving on.
Yeah. Moving on away from the flying stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So since I can't think of a nice, graceful way to get there, I'll just, swam through. And how about that hashtag, living our abundance? I mean, do we have another possible hashtag?
Hashtags, the power of hashtags is things that people are searching for. Go to flick.tech. There is literally a great resource that my team use. You put in a word and it will give you put in a word and some filters, and it will give you the hashtags that people are using and searching for. You put that on your post, and then people looking for those hashtags will find your content.
Boom.
That's how I've got 150,000 people on social media.
Wow. All from FlickTech.
No, that plus spending a lot of money on ads. But still, it's very supportive of the whole affair.
So no, spending a lot of money to do that. No.
But even like people searching online and stuff like that, when they're on the Doodle into Doodle and searching, the hashtags are a search function.
What's it called again? Flick.tech?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be using this on the
Gotta check that one out.
Painted Savage.
Yeah, so people will, when they're searching for things, because don't forget, when you do a search now, you can search for the hashtags as well. So when those hashtags are coming up, it's coming up in people's searches.
Oh yeah, it popped right up.
I like
Find,
that.
manage, and analyze hashtags for Instagram.
Or any social media, I would imagine.
Well, when they're searching for the activity around it, they're going to search Instagram, but you can take the same hashtags and use them elsewhere.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Thank you for the tip there, Daniel.
What can I say? I'm here to end a conversation really quickly.
I don't know if you end the conversation really quickly. I think you enhance the conversation.
Well, you definitely brought us back to the conversation.
That's also helpful, by the way. Thank you very much for that.
Bring it back. Do you remember that song? It's one of those timeless songs. Bring it back to me. Ding 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 ding. Sing it back. Bring it back. Sing it back. Sing it back to me. Dun, 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 dun. Your life's missing out of a very lovely song.
Okay. Who's it by?
Beautiful.
It's from the 90s, but it's one of those songs that's just timeless.
Well, I must have been on a different timeline then.
I'm going to find it.
Okay. Let me know.
I was just loving
Maybe you're just singing it wrong. I don't know.
No, I was loving that he was giving us a nice performance of it.
I love the performances.
Bring it back. Sing it back. I feel like Olga's got this game that she plays that nobody else can play because nobody else knows what she's doing, where she goes, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You know the song, babe. You know the song. No, I don't. But our neighbor's husband always knows the song that she's doing.
Always knows it.
But I never know the song. Nobody else. But our neighbor's husband's like, oh, that song. See?
See?
Both crazy.
Like, you're not helping, bro.
Where the sounds just don't make any sense at all. That's fine.
Luke in the live stream, Luke was asking what that website is. Flick.tech. FLICK.TECH.
Yes. Will it allow me? I think I found the song.
Oh. No, don't play it, because if it's a copyrighted song, we're gonna get booted out of the Facebook groups that we're streaming to.
No, I'm just. Yeah, by Moloko. Moloko.
Moloko. Right.
Sing It Back by Moloko.
Sing it back. All right. That's good. Well, as usual, we just keep flying all over the place with Thursday conversations. Trying to tie this all together is impossible, so I'm not going to try. I have no idea how to do that. There are some things that are just beyond my capability. That's one of them, just when it gets too far out there. What's this from Luke? Luke says, I heard flip and wanted to clarify. Oh, yes. Yeah. It's sometimes hard to pick up the exact syllables.
That game of telephone, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. What was I going to say? I don't remember. It was obviously very important. Oh, I know what it was. These conversations that we have on Thursday that go flying off in all directions. I mean, sometimes it's not intended to actually, tie together and make sense. Sometimes it's just having fun.
Yeah, sometimes we're just here for a good time.
Which is exactly what happened.
My life.
I mean, look what happened here. I mean, Daniel comes on, all of a sudden we're in hysterics.
Yeah,
talking about flying spiders that don't exist in Australia, except that they do. I mean, it was great. Who cares what the content was? It doesn't matter at that point.
And we got the flick.tip.
There's probably a hashtag for this experience. I don't know what it is, but there's probably one.
The rabbit hole.
The rabbit hole. Yeah, that's probably it right there. So, was there any other news that I need to pass along? I get the feeling there was something. Oh, yeah, there is an announcement. We have a guest coming tomorrow. I should be telling people about our guest coming in. This is somebody who was referred to us by Cassie Parks. She and Ginny Gain, of course, had both been on the show, and they were on together about a week and a half ago. But they were both on independently. And Cassie sent to us one of the people that are in her coaching program that she offers. And this is somebody who's I guess a relatively new graduate. Apparently, there's also a book that's involved that's either about to be published or has been published. So we're going to get some information about that. But it's going to be a pretty cool event. Her name is Kimberly Height, and we're going to learn a whole bunch about her tomorrow. But it's going to be a fun show because, well, anytime we have a guest on, it's fun. But that was going to be particularly good. Yeah. In fact, there's a bunch of Friday shows coming up because the following week we have Joseph Labruto, who is a friend of Debbie G's, and then followed the next week by Josie Herndon, another friend of Debbie G's. And then the following week after that, it's going to be David Strickle. So we got 4 Fridays in a row with guests. It's going to be pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So stay tuned and enjoy because we get good stuff when we get the guests on.
All right.
Anything going on in your neck of the wood, Dan? I mean, I know you're kind of like in the off season. You kind of shut everything down for a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. But I did met with my professor today, designing my small study for my PhD proposal.
Nice.
Doing some research. So yeah, very excited about that. It's progressing.
Very cool. All right.
And we've got some target universities, colleges that we're going to be making the proposal to see if we can't get me into a PhD program going into 2022.
Woo.
Look at you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Man.
Yeah, so that's
Finally,
that's
the doctorate
big
your
thing.
parents wanted, right?
Sorry?
This is the doctorate that your parents wanted the whole time.
Oh, they just wanted a bachelor. So
Oh, that's it? Okay, then
Yeah.
your dreams, bro.
maybe a master's.
Maybe.
Well, you're already in Thai mastery, so you've got.
Yeah. I don't think my deeply conservative Christian mum is probably looking for a mastery from an
Yeah.
source connection.
There is that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think she's into
But
that
she'll
one.
definitely settle for a PhD, though.
Yeah, she'll settle for that. Yeah,
Right.
she's finally listened to us and stopping spending as much time in England as spending more time in her house that she's got in Zimbabwe. So she's there now.
Oh,
Nice.
We video called her the other day. And yeah, it's been great having my sibling here. My sister's here, and that's been really cool.
excellent.
Yeah.
What's your sister's name?
Lulu.
Lulu. Okay.
Cute.
That's great. How long is Lulu staying?
Till next week. Till
Cool.
next week. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
great.
It's been great having her and her other half here with us. So
Good stuff.
Family time is great.
Yeah.
I don't really get as much of it, do I? Because my family live beyond the confines of freedom of movement in a pandemic world, and so it's been 2 years since I've seen the Fam Bam. But yeah, they're here now, so it's good.
But it's happening, and that's the best part. Really, really
Yes,
good.
sir.
All right. Well, thank you for the update. Thank you for the laughs. Even though you couldn't make the first part of the show, you made the second part brilliant. So thank you for that. Thank you, Alyx, for helping us figure out hashtags. Thank you also to who was it who gave us the idea in the chat? Oh, Brenda. Thank you for the suggestion, Brenda. And thank you to our live stream and podcast listeners everywhere. We'll see you all next time here on LOA Today. Goodbye, everybody.